Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be proceeding with our static routes configuration on a network. Our aim is to exhaust static routing and basic device configuration. So in this video, I'll be showing you how to connect all these devices on your screen using static routes. Okay, so at the end of this tutorial you should be able to reach each and every device, each and every PC connected at the end of each network. All right, so we have 3 routers and 5 networks. Okay, this is one network, 192.168.2.0. This is another network, 192.168.1.0. This is another network, 172.16.1.0. This is the fourth network, 172.16.2.0. And the final network, the fifth network, which is 172.16.3.0. They are all /24s. And we shall be configuring each and every device here to make sure that they communicate. So if you haven't watched the introductory bit, you can watch the previous video before this, or even watch the introduction to computer networking, to this networking series, to catch up. So let's go ahead and configure these routers and devices. So we shall start with the basic configuration. Let's start with router 2, is it? Yes, router 2. So we are going to configure it from the get-go. So as you're aware, the first time you log into this device, you interface with the user mode. Now to move from the user mode to the privileged exec mode, you type enable, and from enable you type configure terminal. Okay, if you're not so familiar with these commands or what I'm talking about, please watch the previous videos. You'll be able to catch up. Okay, so we are going to do some basic configuration on this router. We shall give it a host name, router 2. I hope it's router 2. Let me see. Yes, it is router 2. We are following this topology. So anything I'm going to do configure will be following this topology. So this is router 2, as you can see there. So you can see the name has already changed to router 2. Let's go ahead and secure our privileged exec mode. So you type enable secret. We shall use Cisco. In a production environment, I discourage you from using such simple passwords, but for the sake of practicing and since this is a virtual environment, we shall go ahead and use something easy to remember, which is Cisco. Let's also secure our console port. So we shall say line console 0. It's only one. Password Cisco, and it will be required for someone when logging in. We can also enable logging synchronous, such that when someone is typing a command, they are not interrupted with those syslog messages. And what else? We can also disable exec timeout. I would discourage this in a production environment. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's also work on our remote lines, the line VTY. VTY stands for virtual teletype. So let's configure 6 sessions. We give it a password. Password is Cisco. It will be required when logging in. We also do the same for this, and no exec timeout as well. And we exit that. Okay, what else should we secure? We can also do Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's configure a banner message of the day as well, such that when someone is logging in, they have something that they read. Authorized access only. So when logging in, they'll be able to read that. It's sort of a warning. You can configure whatever you want really. This is just to show you what it should be doing. Okay. And yeah, so let's encrypt each and every password with the service password encryption command, and then we save. So if we exit now and we do show a running config, we can see that this is our host name. The privileged exec mode is secured. The password is encrypted. This is just an MD5 encryption. The ports are down, which is okay. We shall be configuring those. This is a banner message of the day, and our passwords secured. And this is a level 7 security. Okay. That's basically it. Let's go ahead and configure basics on this router as well. Okay. So enable configure terminal, host name R1. Oh, host name R1, and enable secret. We have Cisco. Okay. Then 9 console 0 password Cisco login. Okay, let's also do the same as the rest. Logging synchronous and no exact timeout. No exact timeout. Okay. Then we exit. We also configure our remote lines. Yeah. Line BTY. Let's configure. We can configure all of them. 015. Password Cisco. Okay. Login synchronous. Now I could back timeout. I'll be fast in these sections because I believe we've already covered this. So I'll just be passing through. And we exit that. We configure the banner message of the day. You can say authorized access only. All right. And then we encrypt each and every password we've configured, and we save that. All right. And then we go to the other router. We configure the same. Enable and configure terminal, and yeah, enable passwords, enable secret. Okay. Cisco, that secures the privileged exec mode. And then we secure our line console 0, password Cisco, required when logging in, and logging synchronous when we're configuring our command such that we are not interrupted when typing, and it shouldn't log us out. Yes, and that's it for the line console. We go to the remote lines, line VTY. VTY stands for virtual teletype. Password is Cisco. And password is Cisco. Login synchronous and no exact timeout. Okay, and then we configure the banner message of the day. Authorized access only. Okay. And then we save, and that should be good. So we've configured our routers with all the basic configuration needed, really. So right now we move on to the IP addressing. We are going to be assigning IP addresses to all interfaces on this topology that you're looking at. So let's start with router 2. Okay. We do that in the global configuration mode. So we have it has 3 interfaces, active interfaces. We have serial, this is serial 2.0, and this is fast Ethernet 0.0, and this is 3.0, serial 3.0. So we shall do interface serial 2/0 IP address. We shall give it, which IP address did we configure? It is the IP address is 172.16.2.2, and subnet mask is 255.255.0, and we bring it up with the no shut command. Now it will remain down until this other side of this, until this interface on this other router is also configured to come up. All right. If you want to know the reason, I can tell you the reason, or you can also comment in the comment section. Okay. Such that it's an interactive session. So let's configure serial 3.0, this one here. We give it this IP address 1.2. So we shall say IP address, or we shall say interface. We exit this interface, and it's an interface serial 3/0 IP address 192.168.1.1.2. Okay, .1.2 subnet mask is a /24, and we bring it up. But remember, it will still remain down until the other side of the interface comes up. So we are left with the fast Ethernet interface 0/0 IP address. The IP address is this one here, 172.16.1.1. All right, 172.16.1.1 says /24, what's 0, and we bring it up with the no shutdown command. This will have to come up, and you can see it is up. And that's pretty much it. We can save that, and we go to the next router. Now this router has 2 active interfaces, this serial 2.0 and then fast Ethernet 0.0. So let's configure them. I believe by now you can even guess what I'm going to type. So we shall log into that interface, serial 2.0. We'll give it an IP address. The IP address that we plan to assign it is S2.1, 172.16.2.1. So we shall say 172.16.2.1, 255.255.255.0, not shut down. And you can see it has come up. So both ends should be up right now. You see that? Yes. So let's configure the fast Ethernet. This one here. That is facing the LAN. This is one LAN. Each interface to a router is a different network. So interface fast Ethernet 0/0. IP address 172.16.3.1. Okay. Subnet mask is /24. Bad mask for IP address. Let me see. I should be able to work. Let me see. Bad mask. What did I miss? Yeah, it should be able to work really. I don't see. Is it already taken up? Exit. Show. Go show. IP interface. Brief. First Ethernet 0/0 is admin down. It should be able to work. We shall say interface. First Ethernet 0/0. IP address is a 172.16.3.1.255.255.255.0. Should be able to work. I don't know what had interfered with it. Or maybe I've done a mistake. Let me see. I don't know. I don't see any. Oh, this. I've written a bad mask. In fact. Okay. So we're good to go. So right now, that router is done configuring. So just save. We save do right, and we move on to the next do right, and we move on to the next router. I love that this is giving us the errors we are seeing, such that you're able to learn, because this is in real time. So if I do a mistake, you're able to see it, and I'm not editing it out. So you'll be able to learn from my mistakes. So here it has two interfaces as well. This is fast Ethernet 0/0, and this is serial 2.0. So we shall start with the serial 2.0. Okay. We give it an IP address. Which IP address did we plan? It's a 192.168.1.1. 192.168.1.1. It's a smash 24. Okay, and I'll bring it up, and it has gone up. So we'll go to the next interface on that router, which is fast Ethernet 0/0. We also give it an IP address. It is at 2.1. Okay, it is a 192.168.2.1 subnet mask /0, and we bring it up, no shutdown, and it is up. All right, and then we save. So all should be well, but we shouldn't be able to reach, these pieces shouldn't be able to reach each other, because they are not aware of any other network apart from their directly connected network. So let's first go ahead and give them IP addresses. Let's assign them IP addresses. This is on the 172.16.1.0 network, so we shall give it an IP address in that range. We shall say 172.116.1.10. Okay, we give it a class C subnet mask, and its default gateway is this interface that is connected to the router. So its default gateway will be the 172.16.1.1. All right, so it is 172.16.1.1. That is its default gateway. That is how it gets off its network. Okay, let's go to the second PC, and this is on the 172.16.3.0 network. So we shall say 172.16.3.10. Let's stick to the .10. Let's stick to the .10 because it is easier to remember. And its default gateway, I'm guessing you know by now, is this one, the interface of the router. So we shall say 172.16.3.1, and you're good to go. Okay, and we do the same for this PC. It is on the 192.168.2.0 network. So we shall say 192.168.2.10. It's a class C, and its default gateway is this interface here, the 2.1. So we shall say 192.168.2.1. All right, and that is it. So let's try pinging. This is 3.10 from this. Okay, so let's ping 172.16.3.10, and we shouldn't be successful because they have no way of reaching each other right now. So what we are going to do to solve that problem, we are going to configure static routes in between these routers. Okay, we start with router 2. Router 2, we shall tell it, in order to reach this 172.16.3.0 network, please send whatever you receive to this interface. This interface knows how to propagate your packets. So what we are going to do is tell it IP route. This is how you configure static route in Cisco. You say IP route, the destination network 172.16.3.0, its subnet mask, which is a /24, and then where it should send whatever it has received to reach that destination network. So when router 2 receives packets from wherever they're coming from, but they're headed for this 172.16.3 network, it should send its packets to 172.16.2.1 to that interface. Okay? Yes. And if it receives packets destined for this network, the 192.168.2.0 network, it should send them to this interface of this router 3, the serial interface, okay, which is 192.168.1.1. That is the only way it's able to reach that interface. Okay, so let's say IP route. If you receive packets for this network, which is 192.168.2.0 with the class C subnet mask, send those packets to this interface .1.1. Yeah, okay, 192.168.1.1. Okay, that should be good. And then we can save that. Okay, now we don't need to configure this because it is already directly connected to it. It's within the LAN. You only configure the remote networks that are not directly connected to it. So right now, if we are to check, we can say we can exit this mode. We go back to the privileged exec mode and say show IP route. You can see that it knows of two directly connected routes, these two. This C stands for connected, directly connected, and the S stands for static route. So it knows two directly connected routes, these ones. But it has learned of 1 and 2 routes through static routing. Okay? Yes. And you can also do a show IP interface brief just to see how low you're standing. All right. So all our serials are up with IP addressing plus the fast Ethernet 0.0, which is this one here. So we are good to go. So let's also configure static routing on router 1. So we shall say we need it to learn how to transfer packets to reach this network, and to also reach this network. So what we are going to say, we are going to say IP route. If you want to reach this network 172.16.1.0, 16.1.0, okay, with a subnet mask of 255.0, please send your packets to this interface. This interface knows how to reach there. So we shall say 172.16.2.2. Okay. But if you also want to reach this network, the 192.168.1.0, please still send your packets to this interface. Okay. So we are going to do that. Sorry about that. We are going to do that. So we shall say IP route 192.168.1.0, okay, /24.1.0 with a subnet mask of it /24. Please send your packets still to that interface .16.2.2. Okay. Still, if you want to reach this network, the 192.168.2.0, still send your packets to this interface. So that is what we are still going to configure. So we shall say IP route. If you want to reach the 192.168.2.0, 255.255.255.0, send your packets still to that interface. It's the only interface you know that can get you off your network. Okay. And then we save. So we can do a show IP route, and you can see it has learned these interfaces, 3 of them. It has learned of these new routes. Okay. Plus this one. After our static configuration, it now knows how to reach. It knows how to reach this network via this interface. Knows how to reach the .2 network via that interface. Same as this. All right. I'll later on take you through what this means in another video. Okay. So we are done with that. Let's go to router 3 and also configure static IPs, static routes. We shall configure how to reach to this and this and this. So 3 routes. So we shall say IP route. If you want to reach this network, 172.16.2.0, with a subnet mask over class C, please send your packets to this interface, 192.168.1.2, 192.168.1.2. Okay, and if you want to reach this network, 172.16.2.0, with a subnet mask of the class of a /24, please send your packet still to that interface, 192.168.1.2. Okay. Still, if you want to reach this network, the 3.0, please do the same. 172.16.3.0, 255.255.255.0. Still send your packets 192.168.1.2. Okay, and we can do right. We can save. So we can run some simple commands like do show IP route. Okay, that do command allows you to run commands that you wouldn't normally run in the mode you're in. So we wouldn't normally run show commands in the global config mode, but we are able to bypass that using the do command, which was a very interesting addition. So right now it has learned of two routes. How it knows how to reach this 172.16.3, knows how to reach 16.2. Okay, I believe there should be a third. 16.1 is not added. Okay, so we are going to configure that. This is the benefit of first double checking your config. Okay, so we shall say IP route, but I feel like I configured it. I'm not so sure. IP route is 172.16.1.0, 255.255.255.0. Please send your packets to 192.168.1.2. Okay, so if we do again, we should have 3 of them. I believe I hadn't configured it. And then we can save. Right, and exit. Another way of saving is to just copy the running config into the startup config. Alright, and that's it. So they should be able to communicate with each other now. So if I ping, this is .2, 192.168.2.10. Okay, if I ping it right now, it should be successful. So if I say ping 192.168.2.10, it should be successful. And the same is true. This PC is 3.10. If I ping it from this side, okay, I should be able to reach it. If I say ping 172.16.3.10, you should be able to reach it, and I should also be able to reach this PC .1.10. So if I say .1.10, I should be able to reach it. Let's see. Okay, the first one always fails out because of the app, the ARP, but that is successful. So this should also be able to reach that network. Let's just ping 172.16.1.10. And yes, we have success. So we have successfully configured this network. As you can see, you can take time and practice. We shall be able to, in case you find something challenging, you could write it down in the comment section. I'll be reading through the comment sections just to pick out what your feedback is. Yes, and so I would like to thank you for viewing. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next video.